34 and 109.
Okay. Mic check. 1 2 1 2. What are we gonna talk about? I have no idea, but I want your attention, and I want to make these videos better, and I want to keep my content active and up to date. So, um, really, honestly, man, I need to make some money on this thing. So, gotta just keep putting the content out there and hopefully developing the content. So I can't get to the t-shirt. I can't talk about what I just got had an idea about. I just thought of something and I thought, well, I want to do that, but I can't. I'll have to rummage through a lot of stuff around my room here, and I'm not even interested in doing that. Because of course time is of the essence, and I don't want to waste your time. I just want to keep you guys entertained and talk about something topical, right? Let me check out the news, the newspapers, right? Let me look online for a news article. We could talk about Kanye, but I've already talked about Kanye, and sadly, folks are canceling him and canceling their contracts with him. But um, well, here's what I'll say about Kanye, because Mark Zuckerberg lost like 700 billion dollars. No, not 700 billion, like 700 million dollars, right? I don't know. Don't quote me on that. I saw the headline and it said Mark Zuckerberg lost a tremendous amount of money, more money than Kanye. And I don't even think it was like 70 billion. That's way too much for Mark Zuckerberg to have. Like, nah, that's crazy. But it was like I made this rationale, like maybe Kanye is a distraction for Mark Zuckerberg. I mean, it's a coincidence that these two events, media events, have garnered so much attention in the media. But it's like, wow, maybe, but whatever. Um, so that's one story right there. Mark Zuckerberg losing a lot of money. I can't even tell you, how much it was. That's one thing. Then let's see, California, Dusty Baker. Dusty Baker is a Houston Astros, um, you know, dude. See, I don't follow sports, so I can't really speak to this, but he said something that intrigued me. He talked about how in the World Series this year there will be no um, American-born blacks in on either team. There will be black men or men of color playing in the World Series, but they are not American born. They're from countries like the Dominican Republic and Cuba and Venezuela. But it really begs the question, like, do these men consider themselves to be black? And then it also really frustrates me because the whole idea of blackness is just, it's a farce, where it's just one human race, and the idea of blackness was created to just separate people, and that's just you know has been devastating, all throughout history. And the Dominicans don't consider themselves to be black. This is like common knowledge, right? I can't say that it's a fact. It's just a lot of people have heard it. A lot of people have said it, and I've heard it, and I believe it to be true. The Dominicans do not consider themselves to be black. They say that they are Dominican, right? And they hold their allegiance, or their allegiances, to Spain and nothing else. And so, um, not blackness. But in America, Africans, people of melanated, skin, or deeply melanated, you know, beings have been relegated to that title of blackness. Blackness is not something that we accept, when we're born. In fact, it even takes us a moment of, you know, um, of division when a white person points out you're not going to be treated like the rest of us because you are black, when we wake up and we say, oh my gosh, what are they talking about? Am I different? And that's when we realize it, because all the rest of the time we just think we're just like everybody else, just a human being, which is the way it is. But sad world we live in. Anything else? This is the iSee109 podcast. I'm your host, Larry Wiggs. iSee109 podcast, YouTube videos, a blog site, and yeah, everything is here and available. I talk about art. I talk about hip hop. I talk about politics. I talk about traveling the world. That's something that I've done recently. Traveled to many different countries. Behind me on that wall over there, yep, it's pretty much a list of all of the travels, all the countries that I've traveled to. So it's quite a bit. In 2017, I traveled to 17 countries in total. That was wild, right? So this is my channel. I'm Larry Wiggs. I'm gonna sign off. So you guys have a blessed day. Peace and blessings is what I like to say. All right, I'm out.
34 and 109.
Okay.